In Boston, across from Mass General Hospital, a couple blocks from the Charles River, stands an old gas station, squished between the historic townhouses of Beacon Hill and the pristine modern medical buildings. This gas station, once called Grampy's Gas and Oil, still runs, though barely, but it is inside the mini-mart where the magic lies. Subletting a portion of this convenience store, Julie King, with her daughter Bessie, have cultivated a successful business selling homemade, authentic Mexican food.
In this little place, which is in a gas station, and everybody said, in a gas station? Yes, it has been the best of my 3 places. We won the best burrito in Boston. We are very well known for having the best authentic Mexican food. Here being that it's a little bit space and I don't have a lot of room to cook, I summarize everything like a Mexican deli, we call it, with the chicken, with the beef, with the pork and the veggies. I have a full menu. I can make burritos, tacos, quesadillas, tostadas, dinner plates. Plus, of course, we have our homemade tamales. I went into the food business because I was missing extremely much my food. And every time I used to go, in those years, in those days, I used to go to eat Mexican food. Oh my God, it was horrible. Oh, how much I suffered. I said, no way, this is not my food. So, just looking for the food and looking for the food, I said, I'm going to teach everybody who is our authentic Mexican food.
"13 years ago, Julie opened Via Mexico No. 1 in Woburn, Massachusetts. After a fire destroyed the first space, she upgraded to a beautiful and bustling 30-table restaurant. Bessie King recalls the long, hard hours a much larger Via Mexico required.
So I'd come home from school and I'd be at the business, which was at the time a full sit-down restaurant. And I'd be doing my homework there whenever someone came in. I'd be waitering for them, and it was work from Monday to Sunday. So seeing it from that standpoint, I didn't want her to do it again because not only was it time-consuming, it was health deteriorating. So it was hard because it's not like I don't want her to follow her dream. She loves cooking, she loves talking to people, but it's also a concern for my mom, of course. But with this third business, third one's a charm. It's done so much better than the first 2 did combined, and there's no way that we can, say, okay, close shop now, because it really has become our family. Our clients are our friends, and this is our second home.
The first day I started here, I started having such a kind of blessings. I met kids, all kind of adults, different kind of people from different countries, that they come to this little place, they tell me the stories, they tell me why they are in there, what happened with their families, This is more than my house. They are more than my family. Okay, let me tell you the story. His name is Joe. This lady in the back, all the way back, is his auntie. This is his mom, the grandma, his little brother. This guy came into the hospital early in January because he was having a treatment. I didn't know that he has cancer. He's only 12 years old. The whole family live in New Hampshire. And the auntie was coming here every day because one day after the treatment, the chemo, he was hungry. And she was running all over this place around to see where she can find a good food for him. So she came over when she saw my sign of Mexican food, and she was asking me, what do you think is better for a boy? So I said, why don't you take her a cheese quesadilla? That will be fine. Okay, let me have one. And I give her some of my cow salsa. So she finally took it over. The next day, she was here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and she said, "You know what, Julie? You really love your quesadilla, and he's going to have another chemo." So I sent her 2 quesadillas for him, plus more salsa. After that, I was selling quesadillas for him every day. 2 quesadillas after the chemo. It was a very aggressive treatment. After that, I said, what happened with Joe? What happened to Joe? Today, I had the best reward of all my life, because the whole family were here. But the best thing is to see Joe walking through that door and with a big smile. She came to me and she hugged me and said, "Thank you for the quesadillas. I am out of the hospital, I finished my treatment, and I am here with you." So it was the most incredible thing that ever happened to me in this place. And let me tell you something, I have incredible stories, because this is not the only one, but this one was a much more touching, and it really made me the most happy person in the world, that he really likes my cheese quesadilla and the salsa.
I very much believe that people come to the business to see Julie. They don't come to just eat the burritos. I mean, it's just to see her, to talk to her, to take pictures with her. I think that attracted me more, the ability to have that relationship through food, because she's built it without even knowing, you know.
I want to tell you that I have a fan club, and it's only kids. Only kids. Because when I started here, I met the mothers, you know, when they were pregnant. Now the kids are like 3, 4 years old. She's Anna. This is Apple. She's so cute. This little girl that is Hispanic, she born in Mass General, and she was very sick, and thank God she could make it. ¿Cómo se llama la hija de Pablo y Fernanda?
Daphne.
Daphne, yeah. Her name is Daphne. Her name is Sydney, also here. You won't believe, but she loves our cheese and chicken quesadilla and the salsa. And all this money that is on the wall, it has the story. As a tradition, when you open a business, your customers or your friends give you a bill and they write some good wishes for you. This check, it's so funny. This guy, his name is Mike Leahy, and he belongs to a nice family, but unfortunately he has a big problem. He's alcoholic, and one day he was in jail. So when he was out of jail and he came here, I said, "Mike, where have you been?" And he said, "I'm taking some vacations." Okay, but he didn't have any money. So he told me, "Do you mind if you can cash me this one?" And he gave me the check. I got him this check, and of course I gave the check, because he put "Bonita chica te amo," which is beautiful girl, I love you. I remember this guy. His name is Chris Whitney. I met him when he was working at the Liberty Hotel as a bartender. The first time he came here, I said, "Oh my God, you are so handsome." So he was like, "Oh, thank you." And I said, "You should be a model." He said, "Actually, I am." I said, "Bring me your picture. If not, tomorrow when you are much famous, you are not going to remember me." So he brought me the picture, and a year later, he won the #1 best bartender in Boston.
Julie was not always the master chef, however. So, when she and her daughter came to Boston from Mexico following the death of her husband 14 years ago, it was a big change.
I am a lawyer. I am attorney at law in Mexico, which is a big change. Let me tell you this little part from my life. When my husband was alive, he was an American U.S. Navy officer. We have a beautiful life in Mexico with my driver, two maids, my daughter's nanny, and we were traveling all the time. I was a big shot. Honestly, everybody knew me in Mexico. When my husband passed away, me and my daughter, Bessie, we moved to Boston. I thought that it was better for my daughter to study here with the good schools. And being the only two of us, I had to work extremely hard. Goodbye maids, goodbye driver, goodbye gardeners. It was a new experience, I tell you that. But very hard, being very hard, we are very close as mother and daughter. We are a team. Not a big team because it's only two of us, but we are a team. And I have been working for my daughter, and my daughter has been working for me.
I think it's like a marriage. It's, you know, it sounds very weird when I say that to people. It's like my mom is my wife. It really is, and it's very true that we've lived through a lot together. From when my dad was ill, to moving here, to starting the business, to when she's had to be ill, or when we've, you know, won awards or gone through my graduations. You know, it's everything.
Now, as you can see, I am my daughter's #1 fan. Bessie, Bessie, Bessie. This was in London. This is instituting a job that she was doing as a journalist when she graduated from Northeastern University. And after that, she graduated from Columbia University, the journalism school. Then a friend of ours made these two caricatures.
Helping her in this business is kind of like giving back, because this is something that she wants to do. It's something that she enjoys, and trying to make this work is something that could make her happy. As long as she's happy, I can be happy, even if it's not my ideal, like, oh, CNN job, I want to be a reporter, you know. That will come in time, you know, just like she had to put her whole being a lawyer when she came to this country, and she put me through school. You know, she couldn't keep doing fancy jobs that she had and that she enjoyed, so she found something else. So I think that's kind of like my turn to give back, and I don't regret it. I think it's just the way it's supposed to be.
This is a beautiful one. He wrote in Yelp, and you can find this. Look for it, and it's there. I met God today. And she is a lady. And she made the best burritos in Boston in a gas station. That was awesome, you know. So it is a kind of place that you can find probably Mr. DeBat Patrick, and also you can see Mike Leahy, my alcoholic friend, which is something else. And to me, all of them are wonderful people.